love working with self-employed clients. I have always loved working with self-employed clients. I have always found it so interesting to see how their business works, what they spend money on, what they save money on, right? I am obsessed with looking at business financials and learning how their business ticks, how they make money, where they find their clients from. It is so interesting. And when you work with a lot of self-employed clients, you learn all kinds of cool stuff that you can apply to your business. Because I honestly think some people get stuck, that when you're looking at ways to improve your business, you look at other mortgage brokers, and sometimes there's some really cool stuff that people are doing outside of the mortgage industry that can make a lot of sense and apply to your business in a way that is a little different than what everyone is doing, right? Why else do we love self-employed clients? They get it. So they know how business works. They know they need leads to generate money. They know that they spend marketing money or marketing time and they get clients in. So they're fairly respectful of your time because they know that your time is valuable, your time is important. You only get paid what you get paid regardless of how much time you spend. And they're also understanding of their situations. Usually with clients who qualify at every bank and everybody will, drop their rates to zero for them, like these high net worth kind of people, they often have a hard time understanding the strategic approach, right? They're looking at the dollars and cents and saying, this rate is lower, this is what I want. They're not interested in talking about penalties, strategies, Smith maneuver, like all kinds of things that can potentially make their situation better. Self-employed clients get it. When we have these conversations around, do you want to pay more income tax and less interest rate money, qualify for an A mortgage, or do you want to pay less income tax and qualify for a B mortgage? And what is the spread between these two? This is no longer a discussion about what's the rate. It's can I do it and what can I do, right? Maybe based on your business financials right now and how much you're paying yourself out of the corporation or how much retained earnings you have that we can apply back or how many, add backs. Here's what you can qualify for on the E side, but you might be able to go higher on the B side. You might be able to do a higher LTV on a rental property, whatever it is. And for a little extra money and fees on top of that, that change might actually save you a lot more in income tax. So it's more of a strategy, right? We're presenting options and really deciding what is the best strategic approach to this. It's a lot more fun. I know for my own situation, the last time we looked at that we were buying an additional rental property and we were doing the calculations out, it was going to cost me like an extra $75,000 in income tax for 2 years in a row, right? Because they would have to have 2-year consistent in order to qualify for a property. That's wild when that B mortgage was about $160, $150 more a month and a little bit of extra fees, but it also allowed me to go to a higher LTV so I could put less money down, which that money down was coming out of a corporation, so I would have had a tax event for that too. This saved me a lot of money and it helped my accountant realize all these different things that we could do with mortgages they didn't realize. And then it helped my accountant realize that there's other people out there like me who would rather save more money globally, right? Income tax savings plus rate savings, right? The interest savings on the mortgage instead of just rate only. I encourage you to start thinking about, would you like to work with self-employed people? Do you have more options for them than the lenders that they're currently working with? Usually, right? We've got more options than the bank. We have great bank programs. We have lots of different cool options, but we have all of these, B and private options that might make sense for them once in a while as well. When I think about self-employed people and helping them, I just also think about how easy it is to meet self-employed people and how much they talk about referring business. So when I worked in healthcare, no one ever asked, who's your bookkeeper? Who's your accountant? Who's your mortgage broker? This wasn't normal conversation. With self-employed people, this is a regular conversation. Who do you use for your social media? Who do you use for your IT or your bookkeeping? It is normal to talk about who you use, why you use them, if it saves you money, if it saves you time. So self-employed people are just better positioned to be able to have these discussions with you often, because they have these discussions with each other. And if you could get into Chamber of Commerce, B&I group, whatever it is, Toastmasters group, something where you're hanging out with a lot of self-employed people, over time, your name will come up over and over again. Word of mouth seemed to travel faster in self-employed circles than it did with our typical clients. And it's not because our clients didn't love us, it's because it's just normal in a self-employed world to talk more about what you're doing in your business, who you're using, and who's helped you save money, buy a rental, whatever it is. So we do have a self-employed course. We do teach people how to get leads, how to talk to people, scripting, a bunch of case studies, all of these things. So if you're interested in that, by all means reach out. We have trained over 500 mortgage brokers on how to better serve self-employed clients, and we would love you to take that as well. So if you have any questions, let me know, but otherwise, I hope this has inspired you to start thinking about looking at self-employed for at least one of your niches that you're going after.